Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to officially, I think, my first Christmas Tumbler tutorial of the year. I hope you guys are ready. I have so many holiday themed ideas and tutorials that are coming at you, so just buckle up because the holiday season is here, y'all. Anyway, today we are going to be making a kind of mid-century modern retro 50s inspired tumbler. We're going to do some really cool vinyl work on it and we're going to use some beautiful glitter. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure you hit the big thumbs up button down below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I upload brand new tumbler tutorials every Tuesday and Saturday. As always, I'll have links to all the products I'm using down below in the description box. I also have links to my Facebook group and my exclusive mentorship group, MBMM Elite. We have a ton of fun in that group. I do exclusive tutorials. I go live every week in the Facebook group. I give my members free SVGs every month. We have a really cool challenge every month. The November challenge is gonna be pretty good, y'all. So if you wanna get in on any of that fun, you can join via the link down below in the description box. And just to note, I have gotten a lot of messages about this. I am no longer working with Patreon. All of the membership is done directly through my website. So if you go to Patreon and you're like, where is Elite? You're not gonna find it because I'm not on Patreon anymore. Everything is done through my website, madebyManiAndMal.com. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's go. We're starting with a 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler from Craft Haven, a powder-coated white one, so it's prepped and ready to go. We're going to use this sheet of patterned vinyl from the Vinyl Cottage. This was a freebie Friday from a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it's available on the site yet, but it will be. But you can use this technique and design for any pattern, holiday, vibe, whatever. So we're going to start by applying the vinyl to the bottom of our cup, and you guys know already how much I love this Ultimate Tumbler tool from Cami Page Boutique. I'm going to use it to draw a straight line on my tumbler, which is going to help me place my vinyl straight and also help me place our tape straight once we get to the top portion of the cup. I'm going to place this vinyl down the same way I always do. I'm going to use that straight line and I'm going to cut back about an inch, maybe 2 inches of the backing, and then use that little sliver of exposed adhesive to adhere the vinyl onto my cup and make sure that it's placed exactly where I want it before I just willy-nilly put the whole sheet of vinyl on the cup. I'm also leaving a little tiny bit of excess down at the bottom. We'll trim that off later with our cup edging tool, also from Cami Page Boutique. This is a white tumbler, obviously. The vinyl's white, so we don't really need to do much to the bottom of the cup to finish it. So I'm just going to cut off any excess, and then I'm going to smooth my vinyl onto my cup with my felt edge squeegee tool from Craft Haven. I didn't speed this footage up. I wanted you guys to see just exactly how fast or slow I do this. Using the squeegee has literally changed my vinyl application game. You don't get any bubbles, crinkling, anything like that. It's so easy. Now to finish off the bottom of the cup, like I said, we're just going to trim this vinyl off and then leave it as is. So I'm just going to kind of crumple all that excess vinyl down at the bottom and then use my cup edging tool. I'm just going to run it along the blade that's in this tool. It's going to cut a nice even line and then we'll be all finished. Of course, if you would rather just apply your vinyl a little bit further up on your cup, you can completely skip this step and just move right on to our next step. So now moving up to the top of our cup, I'm going to start by taking a measurement of the circumference around our tumbler because I want to know exactly how big each of my glitter stripes need to be. So this measurement is about 9.5 inches wide, and I have 4 colors of glitter that I want to use, and I want to use each of those twice. So we're going to do a little bit of math here, math class time. So we're going to take 9.5 inches, and then we're going to take 4 glitter colors, multiplied by 2, obviously, which is going to give us 8. So then we're going to do 9.5 divided by 8, and that calculation is going to give us about 1.25 inches in width. So when I go to place all my tape around my cup, I'm going to try to make each of those stripes about that wide. Now I'm using 1-inch wide painter's tape. Of course, they make painter's tape that's a little bit wider. You can use that if you have it, but this is what I have, so I'm just going to make it work like Tim Gum says. So I'm going to start on the vertical line that we drew on the cup at the very beginning. I'm going to place my first piece of tape right along that line, and then I'm going to take my measuring tape here and measure out just about 1/4, maybe a little less than 1/4 of an inch. Just mark that with a pencil, and that's where I'm going to place my second line of tape. And I'm going to continue to do this around the entire tumbler. So I'm going to lay this piece of tape down, label it with the glitter color that I'm going to use on that particular stripe, and then just repeat the exact same process all the way around the tumbler. Once I've got all of my tape placed down on my cup, I'm ready to go in and start glittering. So I'm going to use the Crystalac glitter glue, and I'm going to tint each of my little cups of glitter glue to match the color glitter I'm using. So for this first one, I'm just using a blue acrylic paint from Arteza, and I'm going to pull off both of my sections that are labeled Gypsy, because that's the blue glitter we're using. It's a chunky mix from Peachy Olive Glitters. Now, if I could go back, I would use a different cut of glitter. I love the color, but the chunky glitter definitely gave me a little bit of trouble when I had to go down in the sand. I would just use a smaller cut, but it's beautiful. The second color we're going to apply is Jack's. Now typically I would recommend that you go from darkest to lightest, but because of the order I put my colors in, I want to put the colors down that have the tape edges next to them, if that makes sense, because it will just make it easier to base paint. Like you can see, I'm not being very neat when I paint. That just makes it easier to have the tape edging. So we are going in now, like I said, with Jack's. This is from Peachy Olive Glitters. I do have a discount code with Peachy. It's Mallory10 for 10% off your order. If you don't have Jack's, highly recommend it. I feel like this color is way underrated. It is so stinking pretty. I love it. Now moving into our pink, I'm going to mix up rose pink from Arteza into my glitter glue, and you know it wouldn't be a Mal cup if we didn't make a little bit of a custom glitter mix. So we're going to take these two colors from Create by Firefly and just make a little mini mix here. So I'm taking Dolly, which is one of the colors in the most recent bug box that just came out, and then Jerrica, which is a hot pink fine cut. I'm going to do about a 50-50 mix those together, and we'll be left with a beautiful like hot magenta color. Our final glitter color is a white, so I'm going to make sure to really tap off as much of this excess glitter that's on my cup as I can because I don't want to contaminate that white glitter. So I'm going to remove my last 2 sections of tape, and the glitter we're using is Holli M from Create by Firefly. I do have a code with Create by Firefly if you didn't already know. My code is Mallory15 and you'll get 15% off your order. This glitter has quickly risen to the top of my favorites list. I've been reaching for it a ton. It's so beautiful and so versatile. If you don't have it, you know you gotta get it. So I'm gonna apply this glitter to my last 2 sections up at the top of my cup, and then I'm gonna remove that piece of tape that's guarding our vinyl down below, and then set this aside and let it dry for at least 2 hours. Once our glitter is dry, we're ready to seal it. So I'm going to roll it on my table here to flatten out this glitter. Like I said, this chunky glitter has already given me some problems. I'm just going to try to get it to lay as flat as possible. And then I'm going to go in with the same Crystalac glitter glue and seal each of these glitter sections along with the vinyl underneath. I wanted to add a little bit of extra sparkle to the bottom of the cup, so I'm going to take each of those glitters that we used up at the top and just very lightly add a few little tidbits of it into this white space that we've got on this vinyl. And you can see I'm just dipping my finger into the glitter and then tapping it using the glitter glue that we just used to seal everything up as the adhesive for the glitter. So I'm going to set this aside, let it dry again for 2 hours, and then I'm going to go in and add 2 coats of epoxy. I'm using KS Resin Liquidy Split Ultra UV epoxy. And once those 2 coats were cured, I was ready to go in and do all of my sanding. I did have to do quite a bit of sanding because of this chunky glitter again. So I started with an 80 grit sanding block and then finished off with a 220, washed my cup with dish soap and water, and now we're ready to go in with all of our vinyl detailing. We've got 3 different types of vinyl here that we're going to use. We've got some opal from Tech Wrap Craft, textured silver metallic from Cricut, and then this hyacinth blue, also opal from Tech Wrap Craft. We're going to start with this hyacinth blue. I cut these at 0.20 inches wide, and we're going to place each of these stripes in the middle of each of our glitter sections. Once those are all on the cup, we're going to move into our opal vinyl, and I'm going to put one of these strips in between each of our glitter colors. So where the 2 glitter colors meet, we're going to get a strip of opal. I cut these at 0.15 inches wide. Now I definitely should have done this at the beginning before I placed all that vinyl on the top, but I forgot. So we're going to do it now. I'm taking that same hyacinth blue strip and I'm going to put it where our vinyl and our glitter meet in the middle of the cup. Now I'm just trying to place this as carefully as I can to avoid as much overlap as possible because I already placed that vinyl down. So I would recommend doing this step first so you don't have to worry about any of that. But once I've got that down, I'm going to move into my silver textured metallic vinyl. These I cut at 0.10 inches wide, I believe, and I'm going to do 3 of them horizontally in the middle of the cup. So the first one is going to go in the middle of that hyacinth vinyl we just placed down, and then we're going to put 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom of that strip.
We're also going to place this silver textured metallic vinyl in between each of our other vinyl strips. So essentially every other strip of vinyl will be this silver textured metallic. Once all of that vinyl work is complete, I'm going to seal it with my Crystalac glitter glue. We just did a lot of work and I don't want any of this to lift when I add my epoxy, so I'm going to seal it really well with the glitter glue, let it sit and dry for 2 hours, add 2 final coats of epoxy, and we'll be all done. So here is the final result. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I cannot wait to try this technique with different color combinations and different themes. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button down below. If you recreate this design, be sure to tag me in your photos at Made by MANIANDMAL on Instagram. I always love to see what you guys come up with. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, love you. Bye.